Smile, dear. Everyone is watching, Daniel whispered, his hand brushing mine as the photographer snapped another picture at the charity gala. I forced a smile. Do I look tired? You look perfect, he said softly. Adrian leaned in between us, flashing his dazzling grin for the camera. Let's wrap this up quickly. I've got friends waiting at the club. Adrian, I murmured, can't you stay for one evening? This is important for your father. He rolled his eyes. Networking with old people isn't my idea of a future. My future is bigger than these little dinners. Daniel's jaw tightened, but he said nothing until we stepped aside from the crowd. He talks to you like that again, Al? I touched his arm. He's young, Daniel. He'll mature. Daniel shook his head. No. He's changing. And not for the better. Later that night at home I walked past the hallway and froze. Adrian's sharp voice echoed from the kitchen. Are you deaf? I said no onions in this. I hurried in to see our maid trembling, holding a plate. Adrian. I snapped. Apologize. He smirked, leaning back in his chair. Why? I pay her with your money, don't I? She should learn to listen. Daniel stormed in behind me. Enough. You will not speak to her like that. Adrian stood, squaring his shoulders. You always defend everyone but me. Maybe if you listened I'd actually respect you. The maid set the plate down and hurried out. My chest tightened. Adrian, please. She's worked here for 10 years. You used to bring her flowers when you were little. He laughed, cold and dismissive. I grew up. The next morning Aunt Liza stopped by. She sat at the table with her tea, watching Adrian rush out with his expensive watch flashing under the sunlight. Still asleep, that boy, she muttered. But wide awake when it comes to money. Don't start, Liza, I said. She raised an eyebrow. I see too clearly, child. You're blind because he's your son. But arrogance, it eats a man alive. I stirred my cup slowly. He's ambitious. That's not a crime. Ambition without respect is poison, she said firmly. Daniel sees it. Why don't you? Her words stung. Why don't I? That evening Daniel confronted me in the study. You keep excusing him, he said quietly. But he's not the boy we raised. He's someone else now. I whispered, maybe I failed as a mother. Maybe I gave him too much. Daniel's hand closed around mine. Don't blame yourself. He chooses his path. I shook my head. But what if it leads him to darkness? Daniel's voice was grim. Then we'll all pay the price. A week later Adrian brought home 3 friends. I overheard them in the lounge. Just tell your dad you need the investment, one said. Adrian laughed. He's old-fashioned. Thinks money is about work and sweat. I'll make him hand it over one way or another. Smart, another friend said. Use what you've got while they're still alive. I dropped the tray I was carrying, the glasses shattering on the floor. The boys turned startled. Mom, Adrian said smoothly, what are you doing here? I forced my voice steady. Bringing you snacks. One of his friends chuckled. Cool, Mom. But inside my heart twisted. Use what you've got while they're still alive. Later that night I confronted him. Adrian, why would you say that? Say what? He leaned casually against the doorframe. That you'll make us hand over money. That we're just resources. Dinner should have been warm, a chance for us to sit together. Instead, the silence was thick until Adrian dropped his fork with a clang. This food is bland, he said flatly. Daniel glanced up. Your mother worked hard on this. Adrian leaned back, smirking. It tastes like the 1980s. Don't you think it's time she stopped playing house and hired a real chef? My cheeks flushed. Adrian. No, let him speak, Daniel cut in. Go on, son. Show us how little you respect your family. Adrian shrugged. I'm just being honest. I don't want to live like peasants when we can afford better. Peasants. My voice cracked. You grew up eating these meals. You loved them. That was before I realized the world offers more, he said coldly. I don't want your small dreams. I want everything. The doorbell rang. I rose quickly, grateful for the break, and opened it to find a young woman in a silk dress, red lips curved into a smile. Hi. I'm Vanessa, she said, her voice smooth as honey. Adrian invited me. Adrian appeared behind me, pulling her close. Mom, Dad, this is my girlfriend. Daniel's eyes narrowed. Another one? Vanessa's smile didn't falter. I've heard so much about you both. Daniel muttered. I bet you have. I tried to be polite. Welcome, Vanessa. Please join us. At the table, Vanessa charmed easily. She laughed at Adrian's jokes, touched his arm, looked at him like he was the center of the universe. But her eyes, cold, calculating. So, Daniel asked, his tone sharp, what do you do, Vanessa? She sipped her wine. I'm studying business. I believe in building something powerful. Adrian and I share that vision. Daniel leaned back. Power isn't built on greed. Adrian scowled. Stop lecturing. I tried to lighten the mood. Vanessa, do you enjoy cooking? Maybe you could join me in the kitchen sometime. Vanessa's smile widened, but it didn't reach her eyes. Cooking? Oh no. That's not really my strength. My strength is persuasion. Daniel muttered under his breath. Dangerous strength. After dinner, Adrian and Vanessa retreated to the garden. I overheard their voices through the window. She's weak, Vanessa said softly. Too emotional. You can control her. What about my father? Adrian asked. Break him, she whispered. He's prideful, but pride can be shattered. My hands trembled on the curtain. Was I really hearing this? Daniel's voice startled me from behind. What are they saying? I shook my head. Nothing. Just talking. His eyes narrowed. Don't lie to me. That woman is poison. Later that night, when Vanessa left, Daniel confronted Adrian. That girl will ruin you. Adrian snapped. You don't know her. I know enough, Daniel shot back. She feeds your worst instincts. She believes in me, Adrian retorted. More than either of you ever did. I whispered. Adrian, we've always believed in you. He glared at me. You believed in the boy you wanted me to be. Not the man I am. When he stormed upstairs, Daniel turned to me, his face dark. You hear it now, don't you? I swallowed hard. Yes. She's changing him. The evening started quietly. Daniel sat in his chair reading the paper while I embroidered by the fire. Adrian entered suddenly, Vanessa on his arm, both of them smiling too brightly. I have something important to discuss, Adrian announced. Daniel folded the paper. Go on. Adrian dropped into the seat opposite. I want my inheritance. Now. The room froze. Daniel's voice was calm but sharp. Inheritance comes when we pass, not before. Adrian leaned forward. Why wait? You've built enough. You're comfortable. Why not let me take over and grow it further? Vanessa touched his hand, her voice sweet. Adrian has vision. He could double everything you've worked for. Daniel's jaw tightened. Vision without discipline destroys. You're not ready. Adrian snapped. Stop treating me like a child. I set my embroidery down. Adrian, your father only wants to protect what we've built. He turned on me. No, you want to keep control. You don't trust me. My chest ached. I trust you, son. But responsibility comes with time. Time. He laughed bitterly. How much time did you waste before you had anything? I don't intend to struggle like you two did. Daniel's eyes narrowed. Struggle taught us respect. Something you clearly lack. Vanessa's voice cut in, smooth as silk. Maybe you should consider what happens if Adrian feels pushed aside. He's your only son. Surely you wouldn't want resentment festering. Daniel glared. Is that a threat? Of course not, she said lightly, but her smile never faltered. Adrian stood abruptly. Enough games. I want the account signed over. Tomorrow. No, Daniel said firmly. Adrian slammed his fist on the table. Then maybe it's time you step down. Both of you. I gasped. Adrian. He looked straight at me, eyes cold. Why act surprised? You both cling to power like it's air. I deserve it now. Daniel rose slowly. You deserve nothing handed to you. Earn it. I've earned it by being your son. Adrian shouted. The words cut me. Earned by being our son? Vanessa slipped her arm around him. Adrian, calm down. They'll see reason eventually. Daniel's voice lowered, dangerous. If you threaten us again, you'll regret it. Adrian sneered. What will you do? Disown me? You'd never dare. Without me, your legacy dies. My voice cracked. Our legacy isn't money. It's love. Family. He laughed cruelly. Love doesn't buy respect. Money does. Power does. And I'll have both, with or without your blessing. For a moment, silence filled the room. Only the clock ticked. My hands trembled in my lap. Finally, Daniel spoke. Get out. Adrian blinked. What? You heard me, Daniel said coldly. Get out. Take your scheming girlfriend with you. Vanessa's eyes flashed, but she kept her tone sweet. We'll leave. But you'll regret treating Adrian like this. Adrian pointed a finger at us. This isn't over. Then they were gone, the slam of the door echoing like thunder. I turned to Daniel, my voice shaking. He hates us. Daniel put his hands on my shoulders. No. He hates that we won't give in. Tears burned my eyes. What if he does something reckless? Daniel's face was grim. Then he'll have to face the consequences. That night I couldn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, hearing Adrian's words over and over. I'll have both, with or without your blessing. Daniel whispered in the dark. You see it now, don't you? I whispered back, yes. But it hurts more than I can bear. Daniel's hand found mine. Then we'll bear it together. The next morning the house was too quiet. I sat at the table with untouched tea, my mind heavy with Adrian's words. Daniel entered, adjusting his jacket. We must be careful now, he said. I looked up. Careful of our own son? His jaw tightened. Careful of what he might do under her influence. A knock broke the silence. I opened the door to see Adrian alone, his expression cold but composed. May I come in? He asked. My heart leapt. Of course, Adrian. He stepped inside, eyes scanning the room like a stranger. Daniel's voice was flat. What do you want? Adrian smirked. Only to talk. Last night was heated. But my point stands. Daniel crossed his arms. And my answer stands. Adrian leaned closer, lowering his voice. You're making a mistake. Vanessa has powerful friends. Investors. If you don't cooperate, things may get complicated. Daniel's eyes hardened. Are you threatening us? Not at all, Adrian said smoothly. I'm warning you. Times are changing. You either stand with me or you'll be left behind. I whispered, Adrian, why speak like this? We're your family. He turned to me, his tone softer. Mother, I don't want to hurt you. But I won't let father's pride ruin my future. My throat tightened. Your future should be built with honor. His smile vanished. Honor doesn't pay. Vanessa understands that. Why can't you? Daniel's voice cut through the room. Get out before I forget you're my son. Adrian's eyes darkened. He stepped close to Daniel, their faces inches apart. You can't stop me, Adrian hissed. I'll take what's mine. And when I do, you'll wish you had trusted me. Daniel didn't flinch. You'll destroy yourself before you destroy me. Adrian's lips curled. We'll see. I grabbed Adrian's arm. Please, son, don't walk this path. For a brief second, his eyes softened, then hardened again. He pulled away. The path is already chosen. And just like that, he turned and walked out, leaving the air heavy with unspoken danger. Daniel sank into a chair, his hands trembling slightly. I had never seen him shaken before. He's not bluffing, Daniel murmured. What do you mean? I asked, my voice breaking. Vanessa's powerful friends. They'll use him. And when they're done, they'll leave him ruined, or worse. Tears filled my eyes. We can't just watch him fall. Daniel looked at me, his face hard. We may have no choice. He's chosen them over us. That night the phone rang. I answered, my hand trembling. Vanessa's voice flowed through the line, smooth and sharp. Hello, Mother, she said sweetly. My stomach turned. Why are you calling me? To give you a chance, she said. Tell Daniel to hand over control quietly. No fights, no drama. Or Adrian will be forced to act in ways that may hurt the family's reputation. I clutched the phone. You're poisoning him. Vanessa laughed softly. I'm freeing him. You never understood his. The dining room was lit with soft candles, the kind Adrian knew I loved. He had arranged this dinner, insisting we talk like family. My heart was uneasy, but I forced a smile as I entered with Daniel beside me. Adrian rose, charming as ever. Mother, father. Thank you for coming. Daniel's eyes narrowed. Cut the theatrics. What is this really about? Adrian chuckled. Always so suspicious, father. Can't a son host his parents for dinner? I whispered, It feels like a trap. The maid poured wine. Adrian lifted his glass. To family, past, present, and future. Daniel didn't touch his drink. Say what you came to say. Adrian's smile tightened. Fine. I want your shares in the company transferred to me. Tonight. I gasped. Adrian, that's absurd. He leaned forward. Absurd? Or inevitable? Father is slowing down. The board respects me. Vanessa supports me. This transition is natural. Daniel's voice was ice. You mean hostile? Adrian set his glass down sharply. I mean smart. The world rewards bold men, not cautious ones. I reached for his hand. You're asking us to surrender everything we built. Why, Adrian? For Vanessa. His jaw clenched. For myself. For the empire I deserve. Daniel's tone was sharp. And if I refuse? Adrian smirked. Then I'll call the board tomorrow. Rumors will spread. Our name won't survive the scandal. I trembled. You wouldn't destroy your own family's name. He looked at me coldly. You underestimate what I'm willing to do. Daniel leaned across the table. You're bluffing. Adrian's voice dropped low. Try me. The room grew tense. Forks clinked faintly against plates, though no one touched their food. I whispered, Adrian, listen to yourself. Is this what you dreamed of as a boy? His eyes softened for half a second, then hardened. Dreams don't matter. Power does. Daniel slammed his fist on the table. You disgrace everything I taught you. Adrian shot back. And you chained me with your outdated honor. The door creaked open. Aunt Liza stepped in quietly. I hadn't expected her. She looked between us. What's happening here? Adrian stood quickly. Nothing that concerns you, Aunt. Her gaze pierced him. Oh, it concerns me when I see a nephew willing to sell his soul. Adrian stiffened. Stay out of this. Liza's voice was calm but firm. You're walking into a fire you can't control. Vanessa feeds your pride, but she'll burn you. Adrian's face reddened. Enough. I don't need lectures. Daniel spoke, voice steady. Then hear this. You'll never get my shares. Not tonight, not ever. Adrian's lips curled into a bitter smile. So be it. He turned to leave but paused at the doorway. You'll regret this decision. Both of you. The door slammed. The silence afterward was heavy. My chest ached. I whispered, Daniel, he truly hates us. Daniel placed a hand on mine, though his grip was trembling. He doesn't hate us. He hates the limits we set. That's worse. Liza sighed, sitting beside me. He's slipping deeper into her control. If you don't act soon, you may lose him forever. Tears welled in my eyes. What can we do? He won't listen. She looked at me, her tone grave. Then you must prepare for war, not persuasion. Daniel closed his eyes. Our own son, our enemy. I whispered to myself, maybe I failed as a mother. Maybe this is my punishment. Liza shook her head. No, this isn't about failure. It's about choice. And Adrian has made his. The storm outside rattled the windows. I sat in the study, staring at the papers Daniel had hidden away, proof of Adrian's reckless deals. Daniel entered, his face pale. He's gone too far. He siphoned funds. If this leaks, the company collapses. I clutched the papers. We have to confront him. Daniel shook his head. Confrontation won't work anymore. He's not the boy we raised. He's Vanessa's weapon now. My throat tightened. He's still our son. Daniel's voice cracked. And he's about to destroy us. The door burst open. Adrian strode in, rain dripping from his coat. So you've been digging. I rose quickly. Adrian, listen. He snatched the papers from my hands. You think you can stop me with these? Pathetic. Daniel growled. You forged signatures, stole money, lied to the board. Do you even care what happens to this family? Adrian sneered. This family? You mean your pride? Your empire? I'm only taking what's mine. I stepped closer, desperate. Adrian, please. Vanessa doesn't love you. He's using you. Open your eyes before it's too late. His laugh was bitter. Too late? It's too late for you. She believes in me, unlike either of you. Daniel's fists clenched. Belief built on lies. Adrian's eyes flashed. Call it lies if you want. I call it freedom. The air was heavy, suffocating. I whispered. Do you hate us so much? Adrian's face twisted. I don't hate you. I'm done with you. You're obstacles, not parents. My chest burned. Obstacles. Daniel shouted. We gave you everything. Adrian's voice rose to match. And it was never enough. For a long moment only the thunder answered us. Then Adrian stepped closer, his voice lower, colder. Hand over your shares or I'll destroy you both. Daniel stood tall, unflinching. Do it. Try. But you'll never break us. Adrian smirked. We'll see. He turned to leave but I grabbed his arm. Adrian. Please. Don't do this. Don't become this man. His eyes flickered, just for a second a shadow of doubt. Then it was gone. He yanked his arm free. It's too late, Mother. The slam of the door echoed through the house like a final verdict. I sank into the chair, trembling. Daniel, he means it. He'll destroy us. Daniel knelt beside me, his voice quiet but firm. Then we fight. For the company, for the family name, even if it means fighting our own son. Tears blurred my vision. But he's our child. Daniel's jaw tightened. No. He's their puppet now, Vanessa's creature. A knock startled us. Liza entered slowly, eyes full of sorrow. I heard shouting. It's begun, hasn't it? I nodded weakly. He threatened us. He doesn't see us as parents anymore. Liza's voice was steady. Then prepare yourselves. He will strike soon and he won't hold back. Daniel muttered. Neither will we. I looked between them, my heart breaking. This isn't what I wanted. I wanted a family. A son who would carry our love, not our ruin. Liza placed a hand on my shoulder. Sometimes love becomes a weapon in the wrong hands. Don't blame yourself. Blame the greed that poisoned him. Daniel whispered, this is the breaking point. There's no going back. I closed my eyes, hearing again Adrian's words. Your obstacles, not parents. And in that moment I knew, our perfect family was dead. The days that followed felt like walking on glass. Adrian didn't come home. Instead, rumors spread like wildfire. Daniel stormed into the library one morning, tossing a newspaper on the table. He's gone to the press. Claims we're unfit to lead, that we've hidden corruption. My heart dropped. But those lies, people will believe them. Daniel's jaw tightened. He's poisoning the waters. Exactly as Vanessa planned. The phone rang. I answered, voice trembling. Hello. A cold voice replied, Mrs. Whitmore? I represent the board. There will be an emergency meeting. Questions about your leadership must be addressed. I whispered, they think we're guilty. Daniel took the phone. Tell them I'll be there. We have nothing to hide. That night Adrian returned. He didn't knock, he barged in, Vanessa clinging to his arm like a queen. Lovely home, she said, her voice dripping with mockery. Daniel glared. You dare bring her here? Adrian smirked. Why not? She belongs by my side. Get used to it. I stepped forward, trembling. Adrian, why are you doing this? To us? To yourself. Vanessa cut in smoothly. Because you two don't see his greatness. I do. And soon the world will too. Daniel barked. Greatness built on lies is nothing but ash. Adrian's eyes narrowed. Call it what you want. Tomorrow at the board meeting you'll see. Everyone will choose me. I whispered, and if they don't? His smirk deepened. Then I'll make sure they regret it. The room crackled with tension. Liza entered, her gaze sharp. So this is the spider weaving her web. Vanessa laughed softly. And you must be the bitter ant. How quaint. Liza stepped closer, unshaken. I've seen women like you before. You feed men's egos until they're hollow shells. Adrian, look at yourself. Thin, restless, angry. She's draining you. Adrian snapped. Enough. Stop talking about her like she's the problem. You're the problem, all of you. Daniel slammed his fist on the table. We are your family. Adrian's voice shook with fury. Family never believed in me. She does. That's all that matters. My voice broke. But when she's gone, what will you have left? Adrian hesitated for the briefest moment, then turned away. You'll see tomorrow. After that, you're nothing. They left as quickly as they came, the echo of the door slamming behind them. Daniel sank into a chair. He's preparing war in daylight now. Liza crossed her arms. And tomorrow will be the battlefield. I whispered. How do we fight our own son without destroying him completely? Liza's eyes softened. Sometimes, mercy is the cruelest weapon. Let him face the fire he set. Daniel nodded grimly. If he burns, so be it. Later that night I sat by the window staring into the rain. My reflection in the glass looked older, weaker. I whispered to myself. He was once a boy who begged me to stay by his bedside during storms. Now he's the storm itself. Daniel entered quietly, placing a hand on my shoulder. We can't save him anymore. But we can protect what's left of us. I closed my eyes. Then tomorrow we fight not as parents, but as survivors. The boardroom was cold, polished, merciless. I sat beside Daniel, hands trembling under the table. Adrian stood across from us, Vanessa gleaming like a viper at his side. The chairman cleared his throat. Mr. Whitmore, serious allegations have been raised. Embezzlement, fraud, manipulation. The board demands answers. Adrian's smile was sharp. My father is clinging to power. He'll say anything to bury me. But I have proof he's unfit to lead. Daniel leaned forward. Proof? Or lies whispered into your ear by a woman who profits from them? Gasps rippled across the room. Vanessa's lips curled. Careful, old man. Misogyny doesn't look good in minutes. I forced my voice steady. This isn't about gender. This is about truth. Our son has been manipulated into risking everything. Adrian snapped. Stop speaking for me, mother. I know what I'm doing. I whispered. Do you? Vanessa slid a folder onto the table. Board members, here are documents showing irregularities in Daniel Whitmore's leadership. Failed deals. Secret losses. Daniel's eyes blazed. Fabricated. The chairman opened the folder, frowning. These numbers. Troubling indeed. My heart pounded. Wait, look closer. The dates. The signatures. They don't match. Someone forged these. Adrian barked. You're desperate. Everyone sees it. Daniel stood, voice echoing. Then explain this. He threw down another set of documents. The originals. These are real contracts. With verified signatures. What Vanessa presented are counterfeits. The room buzzed with shock. Adrian froze, eyes darting between the two folders. Vanessa's smile faltered. They're authentic. Don't let him twist. The chairman raised his hand. Enough. Our analysts can confirm the truth within hours. Daniel locked eyes with Adrian. Son, you've been used. Can't you see? She forged documents in your name. Adrian's face reddened. You're lying. I whispered. Adrian, look at me. I've never lied to you. Can you really say the same about her? For a heartbeat he faltered. Vanessa hissed. Don't listen to them. They're cornered animals. The chairman's phone buzzed. He glanced at the message, then spoke gravely. Our legal team has reviewed both sets of documents. Mrs. Whitmore is correct. The folder Vanessa presented contains forged signatures. Fraudulent. The room erupted in murmurs. Adrian's face drained of color. What? Daniel said coldly. You were her pawn. Vanessa quickly stood, her mask cracking. This is a misunderstanding. A clerical. Silence, the chairman snapped. Forgery is a crime. Security. Guards entered, moving toward her. Adrian grabbed her hand desperately. Wait. Don't take her. She's innocent. But Vanessa yanked her hand free, eyes cold. Innocent? Don't be pathetic. You were useful, Adrian. That's all. His breath caught. What? She smirked. Did you really think I'd stay with a sinking ship? Enjoy the wreckage. Then she let the guards escort her out without a backward glance. The silence that followed was heavier than stone. Adrian sank into his chair, face pale, eyes wide. She left me. Daniel's voice cut like steel. You left yourself the moment you chose her over us. I leaned forward, tears burning my eyes. Adrian, was it worth it? Selling your soul for a woman who abandoned you in seconds. He whispered, broken. I thought she loved me. Daniel muttered. Love built on greed is never love. The chairman cleared his throat. This board sees clearly now. Daniel retains full control. Adrian, your position is terminated immediately. Adrian looked at me, desperation in his eyes. Mother, say something. Please. My lips trembled. What can I say, Adrian? You betrayed us. The house felt like a tomb after the board meeting. Adrian locked himself in his old room. Days passed. Silence except for muffled cries at night. One evening I knocked softly. Adrian, it's Mother. May I come in? Pause. Then a hollow voice. Why? To remind me I failed. I pressed my forehead against the door. No. To remind you you're still my son. The door creaked open. Adrian stood there, hair disheveled, eyes red. Don't lie. You're ashamed of me. I whispered, I'm heartbroken, but never ashamed of loving you. He staggered back, collapsing onto the bed. She left me like I was nothing. Threw me away. After everything I gave her. I sat beside him cautiously. Because you gave her your trust, not your love. She never wanted love. His hands trembled. I ruined everything, for her. Daniel appeared in the doorway, stern but weary. Not for her. For yourself. You chose greed over loyalty. And this is the price. Adrian shot him a bitter look. You enjoy this, don't you? Watching me crawl. Daniel's voice cracked. Do you think I wanted this? You're my son. My heir. And now you're broken and I can't fix you. Adrian buried his face in his hands. The board hates me. The papers mock me. Vanessa's gone. I have nothing left. I touched his arm gently. You still have us. If you want us. His voice was hoarse. After what I did. After I tried to destroy you. Daniel said quietly, that's the only reason you're even alive right now. Because we still see our son in you under all that ruin. The next day Liza visited. She walked straight into Adrian's room, no hesitation. You look like death warmed over. Adrian scoffed weakly. Thanks for the comfort. She folded her arms. I won't comfort you. You don't deserve it. But I'll tell you the truth. This pain you feel? It's the mirror you've been avoiding. Adrian glared. You think I don't know I failed? She leaned closer. Failure isn't your punishment. Loneliness is. And if you don't climb out, it will swallow you. That night, I overheard Adrian pacing the hall, muttering to himself. Vanessa, why? I gave you everything. Why wasn't it enough? I stepped from the shadows. Because nothing is enough for someone who only takes. He froze. Mother, do you really believe I can change? I looked into his hollow eyes. Only if you stop chasing ghosts. Only if you face yourself. The next morning, Daniel confronted him in the study. Adrian, the papers will keep circling. Your reputation is ruined. What do you intend to do? Adrian's shoulders slumped. I don't know. Disappear maybe. Leave the country. Daniel's voice rose. Running won't save you. Face your disgrace or it will follow you forever. Adrian shouted back. And what do you expect me to do? Smile while the world spits on me. Daniel slammed the desk. I expect you to stand like a man, not crawl like a coward. I stepped between them, trembling. Stop. Both of you. This war has already taken too much. Adrian's voice cracked. Then what, Mother? What do I do? I whispered, accept that this is your karma. And rebuild, not for Vanessa, not for us, for yourself. Adrian stared at me for a long time. Then he whispered, I don't know if I can. I held his hand. Then let us help you try. Later that night, Daniel sat beside me. Do you really think he'll change? I sighed. I don't know. But I can't stop being his mother. Even if he's broken, even if he never heals. Daniel's eyes softened. You're stronger than me. I see my son's enemy. You still see our child. I looked out the window at Adrian's shadow crossing the hall. Maybe he's both. And maybe that's the tragedy we have to live with. The morning papers screamed with headlines that burned my eyes. Scandal rocks Fairchild legacy. Vanessa's secret betrayal. Fortune lost, heir shamed. Adrian's face, pale and broken, plastered across every front page. The story had spread like wildfire. Investors fled. The family name, once gilded, now dragged through the mud. I sat at the kitchen table clutching the newspaper when Adrian stormed in, eyes bloodshot. They're vultures. All of them. How dare they print these lies? Daniel looked up slowly. They're not lies, Adrian. That's the truth you created. Adrian slammed his fist on the table. Don't you dare. Don't you dare stand there, Anne. And remind you of your sins? Daniel's voice was cold. The world doesn't care about your excuses anymore. Later that day the phone rang endlessly. Reporters at the gate. Paparazzi flashing cameras through the iron bars. Neighbors whispering. Servants avoiding eye contact. Adrian paced the hall like a trapped animal. They won't stop. They won't stop until I'm destroyed. I whispered, then don't let them destroy you. He snapped, how, mother? How do I survive when everyone wants me to fall? I touched his arm gently. By not giving them the spectacle they crave. But my words were lost. That evening the board of directors called an emergency meeting. Daniel insisted Adrian face them. You can't hide forever. Stand before them and accept the consequences. Adrian went, dragging his feet, dressed in a wrinkled suit. I sat outside the oak-paneled boardroom, listening through the crack in the door. The chairman's voice thundered, Adrian Fairchild, your reckless actions have endangered this company. Your affair with Vanessa, your misuse of funds. This house of cards has collapsed. Adrian's voice shook. Please. I can fix this. I just need time. Time. Another board member sneered. The only time left is your exit. Effective immediately, you are stripped of all authority. The gavel struck like a gunshot. When Adrian stumbled out, his face was pale, his lips trembling. They threw me out, my own company, gone. Daniel's voice broke, but he stayed firm. You built nothing, Adrian. You inherited. And now it's gone. Adrian staggered past him, muttering, You wanted this. You've always wanted me ruined. I ran after him. Adrian, stop. Listen. But he was already gone, disappearing into the night. Hours later the phone rang again. It was Liza. Her voice was sharp. Turn on the news. I fumbled with the remote. And there was Adrian on the screen, shoved by reporters, cameras flashing as he tried to cover his. The storm that had been building finally struck. I found Adrian in his room at dawn, the curtains drawn, bottles scattered across the floor. His face was pale, eyes hollow. Adrian, I whispered. Please, you need help. He looked up slowly, his voice cracked. Help? From you? From him? You both watched while I was torn apart. I sat beside him. I tried, every day I tried. But you pushed me away. He laughed bitterly. Because you never understood me. You wanted a perfect son, not me. Daniel appeared at the door, his voice hard. Stop blaming her, Adrian. You did this. Adrian stood swaying. Of course. Father, the noble man who never makes mistakes. Tell me, was it my fault I was born into your shadow? Daniel stepped closer. It was your fault you let greed and vanity blind you. Adrian's fists clenched. Don't you dare judge me. Liza's voice suddenly came from the hall. Enough. She stepped inside, her presence commanding. This family is tearing itself apart because no one listens. Adrian, look at yourself. You're not fighting us, you're fighting the emptiness inside you. Adrian shook his head violently. No. You all want me to believe I'm weak. But I'm not. I'll show you. He rushed to the desk drawer and pulled out a small pistol. My scream tore from my throat. Adrian, no. Daniel froze. Son, put it down. Adrian's hand trembled as he aimed it. Not at us but at himself. Maybe if I'm gone you'll finally see what you did to me. Tears blinded me. I stepped forward, hands shaking. Adrian, please listen to me. You think death will make us understand? No, it will only bury the truth forever. His voice cracked. Then what do I have left? The world laughs at me. She left me. You hate me. I'm nothing. I sobbed. You are my son. You'll never be nothing to me. Daniel's voice softened for the first time in weeks. Adrian, I was hard on you because I saw the danger ahead. I should have guided you better. That's my failure. Adrian's arm shook harder, the gun rattling. Don't say that. You're lying. Liza stepped closer, her tone calm but firm. No one is lying. We all failed in different ways. But ending it won't erase your mistakes. It will chain us to them forever. Adrian's chest heaved. I can't breathe. I can't. I darted forward, grabbing his arm, pressing the gun down. Then let me breathe for you until you can again. For a moment he resisted. Then, sobbing violently, he let the gun fall. I kicked it away and wrapped my arms around him. We collapsed onto the floor together. His body shook against mine as he cried into my shoulder. I don't know who I am anymore. I stroked his hair. You're my son. And you're broken, but not beyond repair. Daniel knelt beside us, his hand trembling as he touched Adrian's back. We'll face the wreckage together. But you must choose life, Adrian. Choose it now. Adrian choked on his sobs, nodding weakly. I don't know if I can. Liza whispered, her eyes glistening. Then let us hold you until you can. Hours later, the house was silent again. The pistol locked away, the storm outside fading. Adrian slept, finally, though the morning sun felt sharp, almost cruel, as it spilled across the broken pieces of our home. Adrian sat at the table, silent, his eyes bloodshot but clear. He finally whispered, "What happens now?" Daniel answered, voice steady. "Now you face the world. Not with lies, not with manipulation, but with truth." Adrian looked at me. "And if the truth destroys me?" I met his gaze. "Then let it destroy the old you. Let something new rise." By noon we were in the boardroom again. The air was thick with tension. The directors eyed us like vultures hungry for weakness. The chairman cleared his throat. "The accusations against you remain unresolved. The shareholders demand answers." Adrian stood before I could. His voice trembled but grew stronger with every word. "It was me. I leaked the false documents. I lied about my parents. I tried to take everything for myself." Gasps rippled through the room. Daniel's jaw tightened, but he stayed silent. Adrian continued, "I was blinded by greed, manipulated by someone who saw only my hunger. But they were not the problem, I was. And I accept the consequences." The chairman leaned back. "Do you understand what this means? You've destroyed your own reputation." Adrian nodded. "I know. But I would rather be ruined by the truth than live as a king of lies." My chest ached. For the first time I saw not arrogance in his face, but shame and maybe a spark of courage. When the meeting ended, the board agreed to strip Adrian of any claims to inheritance or leadership. Daniel and I were cleared of wrongdoing. But the whispers of scandal would remain. As we left, reporters swarmed us. Cameras flashed, questions flew. "Mrs. Whitmore, did your son betray you? Mr. Whitmore, will you disown him?" Daniel lifted a hand. "No. He is still our son. He will face his punishment, but we will not abandon him." Adrian muttered under his breath, "I don't deserve that." I whispered back, gripping his arm, "Mercy isn't about deserving. It's about love." Days later we gathered at home. Liza joined us, her eyes sharp yet soft. She looked at Adrian. "So, you've fallen lower than you ever thought possible. What will you do now?" Adrian swallowed hard. "Work. Earn my bread with my own hands. I'll start from nothing if I must." Daniel's voice carried both steel and hope. "Good. Because only through rebuilding will you learn who you really are." I added softly, "And we'll walk beside you but never for you." Adrian's eyes glistened. "I don't know if I can ever make it right." Liza smirked faintly. "Then spend the rest of your life trying. That will be punishment enough, and redemption if you're strong enough." Later that night I sat by the fire staring at the flames. Daniel sat across from me. He said quietly, "Do you think he'll change?" I closed my eyes. "I don't know. But I saw something today I haven't seen in years. A boy who once clung to me in storms, begging me to keep him safe." Daniel sighed. "The world will judge him. Perhaps they should." I met his eyes. "Let them judge. But I will remember not the betrayer, not the liar, but my son fighting to rise from the ashes." The house was quiet, the shadows deep. Adrian passed by, pausing at the doorway. He whispered, almost too soft to hear, "Thank you for not giving up on me." I smiled through tears.